Hey everyone! So in this video we're going to be talking about another rate factor on your insurance policy. In this video we're going to be talking about your accident and ticket record and how that affects your policy. So it's very common knowledge that having tickets and accidents can affect your ratings. But how exactly does that work? So there's a couple of things, right? So number one, when you have an at-fault accident on your rating, on your policy. So typically that means you were labeled at least 51% at fault. So 51 all the way to 100, right? When you are listed as at fault in an accident, that can have probably the most significant rate impact on your insurance policy. There's a couple of things that happen when that occurs. So number one, you could and probably will lose any discounts for being claim free. So there are discounts that a lot of companies offer when you have no claims on your record at all. So that likely will go away. And often that's a pretty significant discount. So in addition to that, an at-fault accident will typically trigger a surcharge on your policy. And a surcharge is basically just an upcharge that an insurance company will charge you for being a more risky driver, right? And typically that surcharge is going to follow you on whatever car you are assigned to. When you have an accident with your current insurance company, often that accident gets assigned to the car, not the driver. And so let's say, I have two vehicles on my policy. I'm driving car one and getting an accident on it in it. So what the reason they do that is what they don't want me to do is just change the driver assignment and move my accident over to the crappy liability only car on my policy just to lower the rate versus my brand new full coverage vehicle. They're going to assign the claim to the car, but when you're shopping around for insurance, most of the time they assign the claim to you, not the car. So there's a couple of things that go along with that in insurance world. So then you have not at fault accidents, right? And so a not at fault accident is typically something that you are labeled 50% at fault or less. So if you get into, a lot of times these are like parking lot accidents, right? Where they just label you both 50-50 at fault, say both of you were at fault in this claim, each of you take care of your own car, and then, we'll kind of move on. So claims like that often are not going to result in a surcharge. So when you're labeled not at fault, or if you're labeled at fault but less 50% or less, often those are not going to result in a surcharge, but you still could lose some discounts on your policy. So a lot of times those will not affect your rates as bad, but can still affect the rates. So in addition to that, when you're talking about not at fault accidents, I hate to use the word likes it, but a lot of companies, quote unquote, like when you file a not at fault claim with them, because often a not at fault claim is not going to affect your rates with your current company. But if you go start shopping around for insurance, they're going to see that not at fault accident on your record, and it will affect your rates with other companies. So it's a weird insurance, I don't know if you call it a glitch or a little weird insurance thing, that most of the time a not at fault accident is not going to affect your rates with your current company, but it definitely can affect your rates when you're shopping around for insurance. The other thing I was going to touch on was tickets and how they affect your ratings. So most companies don't rate you for tickets. What they do is it affects your qualifications. So what they do is you can be rated for your accidents, but the tickets, they look at how many tickets are on your driving record, and they will, and depending on how many incidents total, tickets and accidents combined, you have, will determine whether or not you qualify for their preferred or non-preferred policies, and just kind of determine what policies you can get into. So you may have, one ticket in your accident history, but nothing else, and still be able to qualify for a preferred rating and have zero rate impact at all, versus maybe you have 2 or 3 tickets on your record and have no accidents or whatever, and now you don't qualify for the preferred rate, the preferred policy, so you're getting put into a very high risk policy, and therefore might have higher rates simply because of that. So like I said, when it comes to tickets and accidents, there's a lot of things to consider, but definitely all of it can impact your ratings in some way or fashion. And so I hope this video was helpful. If you liked the video, please like it down below. Let me know, what you like and what you don't. If you thought it was helpful, if you learned something, or you feel like somebody else could learn something from this video, please share it on your own page. Let me help me get the word out to as many people as possible. And then lastly, if you got a follow-up question, something I didn't answer or maybe could answer for you, or if you just have suggestions on content I might be able to create for the future, please throw that in the comments section below. Love to do these and help you learn as much as I can. So thanks y'all, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.